Ajax Amsterdam, Dutch giants and a footballing institution. Their name alone is instantly evocative of pure footballing philosophy and so many of the game's greatest ever players. And the 1995 Champions League winning side was pure 90s heaven, laden with future FIFA icons and maybe even the coolest team of all time. We're talking Edwin van der Sar, Clarence Seedorf, Frank Rijkaard, the Boer brothers, Edgar Davids, Jari Litmanen, Mark Overmars, Nwankwo Kanu, Finidi George and the man who came off the bench to score the winner in the final against Milan, Patrick Kluivert. Taking on European royalty in the form of the reigning champions with players like Maldini, Baresi, Donadoni and Desailly, Louis Van Gaal's Ajax, with an average age of just 23, shocked the world. But let's take things back a step quickly. The entire mid-90s was a pretty magical time for Ajax, as they achieved huge success at home and abroad, and the man behind it all was Van Gaal. Long before he was falling over on the Old Trafford touchline, the Amsterdammer took over the reins after a spell as assistant and wrote his name into footballing history. He wasn't too warmly received at first, with fans pointing to his inexperience and clamouring for the return of Johan Cruyff, but a slow start to his first league campaign in 91-92 was offset as Ajax lifted the UEFA Cup and came second in the Eredivisie. This moment didn't carry on into Van Gaal's second season in charge though, which wasn't an unqualified success, winning the Dutch Cup and finishing third in the league. As star players Dennis Bergkamp and Wim Jonk left for Inter and Serie A, then widely accepted as the best league in the world, his third term would be make or break. And in 94-95, Van Gaal's vision and an incredible crop of homegrown players came together spectacularly as Ajax went the whole Eredivisie and Champions League unbeaten, unsurprisingly winning both. And it was from that season that the most fitting homage to the side came, courtesy of then Real Madrid manager Jorge Valdano saying, "Ajax are not just the team of the 90s, they are approaching football utopia. Their concept of the game is exquisite, yet they have the physical superiority as well. They are beauty and the beast." Quite a statement, but really that's just how good they were. Widely credited with taking the total football philosophy synonymous with Cruyff and adapting it to the modern game, Van Gaal had created one of club football's greatest ever sides. Despite all the incredible individual quality in a side littered with what would go on to become star names, nobody was bigger than the team. A pragmatic, tough taskmaster who viewed the system as sacred above anything else, Van Gaal's players had to be fit, disciplined, versatile and technically brilliant. And they were. In goal, a young Van der Sar already looked a colossus, and he had quite the defensive spine in front of him. Danny Blind, father of Daly, and Rijkaard, returning from Milan to finish his career at his boyhood club, were the team's leaders, with all the class and experience in the world. They were backed up at fullback by the versatility and quality of Rijkaard and Frank de Boer, who'd go on to rack up almost 200 Holland caps between them. We're not saying it was a half-decent backline, but they only let in 26 goals in the entire Eredivisie season, and had the technical quality to play Van Gaal's expansive style. Moving into midfield, and it just gets better. The Pitbull Davids and one of the classiest players of his generation, Seedorf, two childhood friends and Ajax Academy products that typified the beauty and the beast duality. Flying down the wings, you had the devastating pace and end product of Overmars and George, who arrived at the club with fellow Nigerian Kanu. Any great side needs great goal scorers, and along with Kanu, the men who shouldered most of the burden were Ajax's successors to Bergkamp's number 10 shirt, Litmanen and Kluivert. Between them, they did more than enough to ease fans' anger over the sale of Bergkamp, with the Finn hitting 85 goals in his first 3 seasons at the club and Kluivert going on to bag 52 in 100. What a team! Playing joyful football with a dash of experience to complement their homegrown youngsters, Van Gaal created beauty out of order. His mechanical training drills, ventures into sports science, and insistence on tactical discipline and intelligence had birthed a team ahead of its time. They nearly repeated the European and domestic double the following year too, retaining the Eredivisie but losing the Champions League final on penalties to Juventus. But with the Bosman ruling now in place, allowing players to move for free at the end of their contracts, a great team was quickly broken up. And in 97, the end came. After a trophyless season and with his contract up, Van Gaal departed for Barcelona with a win ratio of almost 69%. Almost all the members of the team of 95 would go on to become household names, form the backbone of the Dutch national team for years and have incredible careers in the game. This really was a golden generation worthy of the name. Coolest team ever? Show us a cooler one.